Hello and welcome to Beyond Studio J. I'm your host Josh. We're back in 2021 and we have an awesome lineup of interviews for you. Today it's going to be our belly dancing teacher, Raksha Parsnani, and she's going to be talking about how belly dancing has literally transformed her life. Hi Raksha!
Hi Josh, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Pretty well, thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm so grateful.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. So, Raksha, the first time I saw you dancing at the studio, I was blown away. And I was like, oh my God, this is like, I don't know, I just felt like every Indian girl's dream to dance the way you're dancing. And then you said that belly dancing has made you the woman that you are today. And I got goosebumps when you said that. And that is why we're having this conversation today, because I really want to know all the intricate details. But before we get into that, can we just start with your background and what was it like for you growing up?
I'm so flattered, so thank you. And surely I can tell you a little more about my background. So I'm originally from Mumbai, India. We're three sisters and mom and dad. So, like, I would say that my family, though not very conservative, but were very strict, and we had like tight curfew timelines. And the focus for my family was more academics rather than extracurricular. So I don't remember like formally learning or training in dancing when I was young. I do remember that I was enrolled in a Bharatnatyam class, but I got scared and I dropped out. But that was the only one experience. But yes, my family were more focused on academics and really like, and we all three sisters are from a girls' school as well. So we were really kept away from the male species because my family was very protective as well. But
Wow.
apart from that, I had a lovely childhood. My parents pampered us a lot. Um,
Oh.
so yes, overall, it was a lovely childhood I had, really. Yeah.
Well, then, how did you get into belly dancing?
So let me maybe just tell you a little more on how did I get into dancing first.
Yeah, sure.
So fourth grade was the time when I actually realized that I enjoyed dancing and I had it in me.
Hmm.
Had it in me in the sense like I could dance. So I remember there was a school's assembly, auditions for school assembly performance, and I just went for it without any expectations whatsoever. And not only was I chosen for the performance, now I was this tall, heavy individual, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll be somewhere at the back. But no, they made me the lead dancer. And I was stunned because it was such a good news. Like I was so excited. I didn't expect that. And that's where my dancing journey began. That's when I really knew that I enjoyed dancing and I wanted to pursue dancing in some form or the other. So my dancing journey began and I performed in school in various performances. Fast forward high school, after high school. Shakira's Hips Don't Lie had released in 2005. Post high school, which was 2008. Now I saw her performance and I loved the way she moved, and it instantly clicked. Like I was intrigued. I was like, how does she move her hips that way? And me and my friend Shruti, we both decided why not go and try a class.
Yeah.
And that time in Mumbai, there were only two belly dance teachers. So,
Wow.
so we went and trialed a class. I was mind blown in the first session, and that's really where my belly dancing journey began. And
So
since then, I've not really stopped.
what about it? Like, what was it that affected you so deeply?
So, there were women. So it's very interesting to see so many hips strongly moving together. So just the sensuality of the dance form and also the way they were isolating the movements, it's not like everything moves, it's just one thing at a time, so calculated. And also my teacher's arms, she had these big tattoos, okay, and the way she moved her arms, I was smitten. I was like, I want to move that way. So I instantly connected with the dance form and the movement and the fluidity of it. And that's exactly why. And also, all women look very confident, when they dance. And
Yeah.
I wanted to be that. Like, I wanted to be a confident woman. And that's exactly what pulled me towards it.
Yeah. So would you say, were you confident before the class?
Not really.
Not
So,
okay.
yeah, so back in school, I was quite shy, an introvert. I wouldn't participate willingly in something. I preferred keeping to myself, remaining in my clan, not making too many friends.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't even very confident with my body because, as I said, like I had sagging boobs and everything, and I was not very confident as a girl. Um,
Yeah.
so that's why when I saw those confident ladies, I was like, I want to be that.
Wow. So, if I can just go back a bit, Raksha, when you were chosen for that concert performance and put right in the center, in the middle, like the leading dancer,
Yes.
like was that scary for you?
It was very scary. I had so much self doubt, but others saw some potential. And I knew, okay, I am good at it. But again, it was scary because it was out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so let's talk about the impact that belly dancing had on you and the transformation.
Ooh. So, okay, I'll begin with confidence,
Okay.
just to go with the flow of it. So, the biggest impact was self confidence. And as I said, I wasn't very confident before. But from the time my belly dancing journey began,
Mhm.
what made me confident? Like, what aspect of belly dancing really? So, in belly dancing, I moved my body in ways I never imagined I could. Like, imagine the chest pops, chest
Yeah.
circles, the shimmies. Like, you're like, oh my God, and as Indians, we wouldn't move our body that way. Like, the chest circles, for example.
Yeah,
It's
like it's considered, well, in the traditional circles, it's considered maybe a bit vulgar or inappropriate.
inappropriate, exactly. So I wasn't really sure that we could, but here it was a safe space,
Mm.
which was created, and I willingly went to try it. So moving my body in ways which I never really thought of really made me comfortable with my body and in my skin. So that led to me exploring sensuality. Like, I felt more sensual as well and more comfortable with myself, which I never really felt. I also got to know some muscles which I never really knew existed as well. So,
Like
so
which ones?
just like names like psoas muscles and all, and then the lat muscles. Like, I was like, what is that? So it was interesting to see and connect with myself, and that really made me confident because I was comfortable with myself suddenly. And when I moved that way, it made me feel like a woman and a beautiful one for the very first time, which I never felt before.
At what age was this, Raksha?
So this was 2008. So maybe 16, 18, I don't know, around the
Yeah.
16, 18 mark. So yeah, I was confident. Now what happened was, since this was after high school and till high school, I didn't interact with boys. Suddenly, I was getting comfortable talking to the male species and thinking that, okay, they are just boys. I can talk to them. So that was because of the confidence which I got. So I started talking to boys was a big thing for me. And also I started volunteering and taking part in experiences in college, the festivals which were a part of college, making new friends, which was again something which I never did before. So basically, I was shedding my inhibitions layer after layer and trying to be the best version of myself. And that is why emotionally and as a betterment of a person, belly dancing has really helped me. And that's why I continue to belly dance always. Even if it's not full blown, I always have belly dance. I've never stopped belly dancing since that time.
Wow. And Raksha, would you say like the impact that you're describing, because
Mhm.
it's huge, that's a huge transformation. And it's all just because of belly dancing, like literally just by getting comfortable with your body.
Yes, absolutely. Because I feel personally, if you're not comfortable in your own skin, just and also don't have that balance, now there's more to belly dancing, just that meets the eye as well. Like, not just emotionally, but physically, also, you start toning up. Your
Yeah,
posture suddenly, like, you elongate your spine, you lift that chest. So, if you change your body, your attitude changes as well a little bit. You start feeling more confident as well, right? So the physical impact was huge as well. I started feeling more beautiful because my body was more toned. I saw those curves for the very first time. So I was like, okay, emotionally amazing, physically amazing. And just to summarize, I just felt amazing overall because it made me like, I can't describe in words, but it really made me the woman I am today, I would say. Like, more confident, assertive, friendly, uh,
yeah,
and respectful of others and myself, most importantly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Belly dancing
Um,
is amazing. I think everyone should experience at least once in their lifetime. All women should experience, and male as well, if they would like to.
yeah. Well, can
Yeah.
you tell us a little bit more about belly dancing then?
Yes, sure thing. So belly dancing is more than just moving your hips and shimmies and showing your belly. No, it's so much more. So first, it's very low risk, okay, because it comes very naturally to a women's body, especially. You're not going against anything. It's very natural flowing, like the sway of the hip. It's very natural for a woman to sway that hip when they walk as well. So there's nothing, we're not jumping or anything. Most of the times we're not jumping. So it is low risk, and also it is suitable for all age groups as well. Like, anyone from, say, 5-year old to going up to 70 even can belly dance, because it is low impact, less impact. And also, like, women can also belly dance. So there are many men who do a beautiful job many
It's
times.
true. I've seen a couple of male performers.
Yes.
It's insanely beautiful. Yeah.
Insanely beautiful. Some of them better than most women belly dancers out there. Like, it's amazing to see what people do with it. So again, it's for both genders.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very versatile that way. And also the other thing is that, belly dancing is very technical as well. So it teaches you discipline. You need to have love for the process. So just say, so belly dancing is classical for Egypt. It's a classical dance form in Egypt.
Oh my God, now it makes sense because I took a few belly dance classes and that's exactly what I felt. I was like,
Yeah.
it is so technical.
Yeah.
It's like classical dance. Those were exactly my thoughts.
Yes, absolutely.
Ah,
It is like, just the syllabus of it, the technique, it's so technical, just like how Bharatnatyam or Kathak or even ballet would be. So
yeah.
it's very technical. You need, it's not difficult once you get the technique. It's
It's just
just,
about practice. I
yes,
mean, yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, it's not something which you need discipline basically for it.
yeah.
So yes, to the people who think is just moving the hip, a jiggle here, a jiggle.
You're right, Raksha, because I really just thought, that it's just going to be like a Bollywood tumka. And I remember 8 years ago, someone asked me for an audition. They wanted belly dancers. I was like, oh, yeah, I can do it. And I just did a bit of shimmy,
Yeah,
tumkas, shook my chest. But
yeah.
it's only when I did the belly dancing class, I was like, I was so mistaken about the art form.
Yes, I mean, we do see some belly dancing movements in Bollywood a little bit as well, like the shimmies and all. Yes, the tumka is a variation of the belly dancing hip drop. But again, in belly dancing, everything is very controlled,
Mm.
everything is very isolated. So that discipline which you again gain from that is something which is, yeah, I think it's commendable. It requires practice, discipline, which, yeah, is amazing.
Yeah. So Raksha, when you started dancing, doing belly dance because your parents were so protective, like were they okay? Did they encourage you to do belly dancing?
Yes. So my parents were strict and protective, but not conservative. So
Ah,
yeah, so they were okay. They loved to see me dance. So be it belly dancing, they were open to the idea of me going to dance class, but they were not so open for me when I said I wanted to teach belly dancing. So I had a little bit of convincing to do when I wanted to start teaching, but when I wanted to start learning, no convincing really required. Again, when I wanted to perform, a little bit of convincing was required. Yeah,
yeah.
but the curfews were still there. So,
I,
when, so even when I started teaching, I had curfews, but belly dancing classes used to be usually held, in the evenings and on the weekends. So I used to teach all the days of the week. And when I used to organize these Middle Eastern dance parties, which is called hafla, where women dance for each other, they belly dance for each other, that used to go until late. And I used to face a very difficult time with my family to convince them that no, it's important, women learning the dance and then celebrating it, because it's such an important part of the belly dancing, that the hafla parties, just showing the moves, dancing with each other, that womanhood, that community which forms, it's a part of it. And I wanted to ensure that I am giving my students the entire experience, not just teaching and forgetting. No, I wanted them to perform. I wanted them to perform like in showcases and as well for each other in a very informal setting.
yeah. Does the word hafla mean something in particular?
So it's just a Middle Eastern dance party.
That,
And
that's what it means exactly, does it? Hafla is a Middle Eastern dance party.
that's exactly what it means. Yes. And what do you do? So how I used to do it is there's no perfect way of doing it. You could have a different format in which every teacher would do. But in a sense, it is really you dancing together, performing for each other. So whatever routine my students used to learn in whatever level they were, of their learning, we used to prepare these tiny performances, and they used to perform for each other. Then we used to have fun games like a shimmy contest where everyone starts shimmying, and whoever shimmies till the end without stopping would get a prize, or whatever that may look like. Yes, so that was in a sense, and just then, performances, but then just playing music and dancing for each other in a very informal way was also a core part of this.
Yeah.
And you could invite your friends and
Ah,
your family, and that's how the community grew, because the friends and family saw what impact it had on their family who was doing it, and they would join in too.
oh
Yeah.
my God. So Raksha, when you were studying it, before you started teaching, did you also used to go to these hafla parties?
Yes. So my teacher, so I've learned from multiple teachers, but mostly my first teacher, Preeti Kochar, she used to organize, like we used to perform in showcases, and we had a couple of haflas as well, which we used to do. So
Did you
yes,
ever win the shimmy contest?
the ones where I went, didn't have a shimmy contest, but this is one which I did for, yeah, my hafla. So again, the format is different, as I said. So not all haflas had the shimmy contest.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God, it just sounds like the most amazing thing for women to come together and do together. And
Absolutely.
it's like such a celebration of the body, isn't it?
It is absolutely 100%. And as I said, like, if you really want to be the best version of yourself, you need to be confident in yourself and your body, be
Yeah.
in connection with your body. And that's what belly dancing promotes and helps. And belly dancing is, again, you can dance at any time. You can dance even while you're pregnant. So, Josh, I used to conduct these prenatal classes for a company called Baby Cell back in Mumbai, where I used to teach the moves of belly dancing, which mothers, to be mothers, could do, which would help create some space. Like, for example, the hip slides, helping create some space for the baby to move and hence release the tension.
Oh, wow.
Also, you can belly dance while at labor. So undulations can basically help, push the baby down a little bit as well. So it's
Oh,
interesting. You can do it at any part, any time, really.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious also, Raksha, that because you've had your own journey from being really shy and not comfortable with your body to now completely owning your body, and now that you're a teacher, like, do your students ever come to you and discuss their insecurities or for them feeling inhibited in their body? Like, does that happen for you?
So, not everybody is open usually about their inhibitions, but I see a transformation in them, like from a very basic. So, when women come in the first class, and I say that, only if you're comfortable, lift your top and show your core, because I need to see the movements to be able to guide them. Now, not everyone is comfortable doing that, and I don't force. However, they start lifting it, initially who didn't, they would, just because they are feeling more comfortable, in the class. And they do that, and I can see immediately that it's making a difference. Now, I can say for sure, like the students who have taught for a very long time, I can definitely say I see a transformation. There are some who are vocal about the difference belly dancing has made to them, and there are some who are not. But I surely see that transformation in them, like happier versions of themselves, more open, and in their bodies as well, just more toned,
Yeah.
attached to their confidence. So, yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember also actually when I was in the belly dancing classes, it was the only class where I actually just feel so comfortable,
Yeah.
like for your stomach to just be out. It doesn't matter what size it is, whereas otherwise you're always trying like holding everything in, but it's so liberating actually.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned the size, because yeah, I wanted to mention this, that it suits all sizes, and no two women or no two people belly dancing are ever going to look the same, because their physique, like exactly the same. Of course, they'll go in coordination, but exactly the same they won't, because every body is different. The flexibility wise, everything, it just suits everyone. A person who is more healthier may have a different charm to them, more assets, more charm. The ones who are very, very thin have their own charm as well. So it just suits everyone, and that's the beauty of
Yeah.
it, and that's celebration, right? Like,
Yes.
because it looks good on everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Raksha, this has been so enlightening. Thank you so much.
My
And
pleasure, Josh.
please, Raksha, can you organize a hafla party?
So I will chat to Jaya and yourself. We will do a hafla party for our students for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. I mean, I'm taking away so much from this interview. I'm sure everyone who's watching will as well. Thanks for being so open about your journey and talking about it in such beautiful detail.
My pleasure, Josh. And yeah, anything, I want belly dancing to impact as many women as possible, and whatever it takes, really. And this is a great platform. So thank you so much, Josh. And I hope I can keep inspiring.
Oh, such a pleasure. Have a fabulous rest of your day, Raksha.
You as well, Josh. Thank you.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.